StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between PtitDrogo and Elazer on Dasan Station, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player hailing from Poland. It is Elazer. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is PtitDrogo from France. So we have an intra-Europe battle here. Two countries that produce very, very excellent StarCraft 2 players. And let's go ahead and get right on into it. This is from Dreamhack Open Montreal, which is part of the WCS Spring 2016 circuit. I believe it was the last stop on there. And yes, you've already seen several games from this tournament, including a best of 7 between True and Polt. If you haven't watched that, I highly encourage you to go back and watch that. It's in the top right here. There's a link right to get to that best of 7 series. Some really amazing play from both of those guys. I'm not going to spoil the result, but it's a really fun watch. PtitDrogo blocks off the attempt to go hatch first at the gold base from Elazer. Elazer's very sad about that. Has to go down here and expand at the boring blue minerals instead. Aw, sad panda. Sad drone coming back with his minerals. That's just a taste. Is he going to long... I was going to say, don't long distance mine. Come mine from here. That's much, much smarter here. Being annoying again is PtitDrogo. Just trying to make these drones get confused. Spawning pool on the way. Gateway into a cyber core, I have to imagine, is what we're going to see next out of PtitDrogo. And in fact, it is a Nexus. So right, so one gate expand, then into cyber core. Maybe after the second gas gets taken, we see that fairly often as well. But no, look at that timing. Exactly at 150, he's there with the money for the cyber core, ready to rock. So spawning pool just about to finish. I'm not sure that Elazer is going to bother with any ling pressure this way. The Overlord Scouts, it's a nice wall there. You have to worry about this ramp though. But to access it for the Zerg player, he has to knock down these rocks. It's weird, but he has to do it. Or knock down these rocks. Either way, he has to knock down rocks to get access to that back door, which is open. And in production, nothing quite yet. Not going for a Zealot. That's something we would see in Heart of the Swarm before Adepts showed up. But for the time being, nothing coming out of the gateway until Cybernetics core is complete, and then in fact it is an Adept, and it's going to be an aggressive Adept based on this rally. It's heading right on over. Right on over to Elazer's main base. Natural is starting to get saturated there. Overlord in a place where, that's weird. It's just like a big parking lot up there that I don't... Can you fly up here and drop units there? I wonder if you could. Wonder if you could. Drone and a couple lings going to knock down this pylon. That is going to add to the units lost total. And resources lost total for PtitDrogo, but he's okay with that. He'd rather not the Zerg have a gold base as his first expansion. Rather that not happen at all. So the Adept comes in, says, alright, so there is a base. Throws a cursory shot at it. The Queen, stay on the creep Queen. Stay on the creep Queen. Lings trying to get a nice surround, trying to pin the Adept in somewhere close. And there's the cancel. Actually, the Adept decides not to go in there. The placement by the Lings was very good. And the Queen here as well. Ready to assist with that. Spreading some creep. Beautiful job there by the Queen. And knocking down these rocks. So the problem with taking this gold base here is that this other side is easily harassable and not super defendable. If you have your base right here, you have to knock down these rocks to get around there and actually get the units that are attacking your drones. So I think that was what was happening, but Adept pressure, again, not really happening. Both Adepts decide to go back home, and the Lings go back to trying to knock down these rocks. With no attack upgrades, it's going to take them quite a while, which is why you might as well start it now. Photon Overcharge, killing this Overlord. Not really a waste of energy, because energy regenerates for free. So the Overlord does scout the number of Adepts here. It is 3, so no Stalkers whatsoever. And Twilight Council being used for Resonating Glaives. Come on, PtitDrogo. There it is for Resonating Glaives. Yeah, I was going to say, if you have that many Adepts and you made a Twilight Council, you better go for the upgrade that increases the attack speed of your Adepts by 40%. Come on, numbers in my brain. 45%. Dang it. 45% upgrade. Ursidon hanging out here. And actually, I saw a GIF on Reddit the other day where a Zerg was trying to expand in this location. And there was a probe following and desperately trying to block it off. And the Zerg player would have gotten the expansion except for the fact that the Ursidon blocked the attempt to build a hatchery there, allowing the probe time to get in there and mess it up. It was hilarious. It was funny. Like stupid NP, non-playable animals. Lings there again, forcing the Adepts to cancel that Photon Overcharge. Taking his third base here is PtitDrogo. The Lings got it. They got it. They're going to try to come up here and do some stuff, but that's a pretty good wall. PtitDrogo knows this map. He knows what's going on. You really don't want to leave yourself wide open to Lings if you don't have to, and you don't have to. Again, the Adepts choosing not to commit. Seeing the Roaches, seeing the Queens, Lings say, I know there's a wall here, but, you know, let's try to knock it down anyway. It's difficult, as only a few of us can attack any of these buildings, and they all have a lot of HP. Adepts continuing to phase in and then cancel at the last second. They are being teases. They are being teases. A robotics facility on the way for PtitDrogo. Again, Resonating Glaives just about to finish. It's such a good upgrade for Adepts. Attacking faster is always nice. It is always nice, which is why I like to get Adrenal Glands for Lings if I can make it to Hive. Lings coming down this way, checking to make sure no harassment is coming on this side of things, and can't really do much. I mean, on this side of the map, there's rocks there. I guess they could try to knock these down, but again, the pylon placement is good. Roaches and Ravagers trying to come on this way. Ravagers really want to kill that Mothership Core. Is this enough, Roach? I don't know that it is. Pretty good force fields. And one Roach ends up getting killed as well, but reinforcing Ravagers are coming in, and the more Ravagers there are, the more scary this is. Pretty straight up battle right now. Photon Overcharge is used to pretty good effect. One of the Roaches do end up falling there as well. More and more Roaches coming along this right side, and Elazer does not like where he's at. Decides to back on out. Lings are knocking this down. Not sure that PtitDrogo quite notices it yet. I mean, you have to... Well, no, he can see them. That probe, or that pylon actually provides vision of that. The Stalker says, shooting fish in a barrel. Easiest job I ever had. Hey, Stalker, go stand up here and shoot these Lings who have no chance of attacking you. Stalker says, alright, you got it. Hydralisk Den on the way for Elazer. Glial Reconstitution coming up. Speed for the Roaches is always very nice as well. Immortal. At the same time, Mothership Core, careful. Oh, not careful. Mothership Core dies, but, so dies at 640. We'll see how long it takes PtitDrogo to have a new one. Let's do that. Again, Corrosive Biles being used, and they take down a force field again. Look at that. Look at that. PtitDrogo is not actually replacing his Mothership Core. That is odd. That is odd to me. Did I zoom out extra far here? I did. How did I do that? I don't even know how I did that. There's an extra far option here that I need to be familiar with. Z gets me this far as a Hallucinate Phoenix scouts on things out. Does see the Lurker Den coming on in. Great scout there by the Hallucinated Phoenix. More Corrosive Biles being landed, and a force field not doing much. More Corrosive Biles. Getting some shots off there. Sentries trying to tickle that Overlord to death, and they get it with the assistance of those Stalkers. Corrosive Biles landing. PtitDrogo dodging like a pro. Lings still trying to knock this thing down. They still don't have any upgrades, though, is our problem of the day. I mean, the way you get 7-minute Ultra, or Lurkers, rather, is you skip upgrades. And that's exactly what is happening. Ravager trying to kill some things. Does kill a few probes. 3 probes have died. No drones have died so far. That's not a good sign for PtitDrogo. Not a good sign at all. PtitDrogo decides to knock down these rocks on his own, perhaps so he can attack up this ramp, which seems like a fairly undefended position. Lings coming up this way. Roach is coming up this way. Going to try for a multi-pronged attack, I think. I mean, on 3 fronts right now. Here, here, here. And cannon, 1 cannon, not really enough to chase away this many Hydras and this many Roaches. +1 missile attack finally starting for Elazer. But really been neglecting upgrades to this point. And yeah, the Adepts walk right on in. And they finish the transfer, but right on top of some Hydras, Roaches, and Queens. And they die very quickly. Another attack on up this way. Going to try to take down that Twilight Council. They do. They force a cancel on the Blink research. That's not good for PtitDrogo either. Meanwhile, some Adepts warping in back down this way. Like 4 Lings show up to try to deal with this, and it turns out it's not enough. 12 drones? Was that all here? That's a lot of dead drones. I guess maybe here as well. Adepts just killing drones without any care at all for their own well-being. As a lot of Adepts have died so far in this game. 15 of them, but 15 drones is good. It is good. 1 for 1. I mean, super effective. Where the heck are more drones dying here? Must watch minimap. Where is this happening? Attack up here is still going on. Lurker needs to burrow. Why aren't you burrowed, Lurker? I don't understand. Could use your spines for things. There we go. There's the burrow. Cannon's not lasting too long. Big attack up on this way. More Corrosive Bile being landed. We're seeing attacks on multiple fronts right now. Lurkers taking out gateways. Mothership Core photon overcharging everything that she possibly can. Roach is taking a lot of shots here. But the Lurkers undetected. I don't see any sign of detection anywhere. No observers, no nothing. Purification Novas being used. Disruptors are on the field. For PtitDrogo here at the 9-minute and 45-second mark. Lurker spines causing issues for PtitDrogo. Doesn't have enough for a photon overcharge at all. And I think maybe a bit of a poke up here would work. And that, oh, that hit it. Ah, it killed the cannon that was under construction. Lings coming in to support. Might be able to get up in that mineral line. And yeah, I don't know if you just want stalkers here. Purification Nova does come in and does kill. Nice shot. 2-3 lurkers. Those lurkers just kind of walked in there. The Hydras get murdered immediately. PtitDrogo shoves that off very quickly. Another attack up this way, though. Lings in the front. Hydras and Ravagers in the front. Lurkers in the back trying to come up forward and siege forward. Corrosive Biles landing, hitting nothing. Somehow landing right in the middle of the nothingness of that Protoss army. And pulling back to the spines, exactly what you want to do here. Exactly what you do with Terran as well. Is pull back to the safety of your tanks. Do the same thing with your lurkers. Whew, no more Purification Novas being used. Again, a pretty good move against lurkers. It does take 2 Novas to take out 1 single lurker, but whittling them down to very low HP is also good. Just don't walk on top of them. If you happen to be a disruptor. So it's 140 to 28 total supply, 62 to 60 total harvesters. This is a close one. Taking a sneaky base up here is Elazer. More Novas coming in. Elazer hasn't been able to do much to get rid of this Purification Nova play. There are a lot of disruptors here. Trying to do what they can. Some are hitting, some are not. Is there any static defense? There are definitely lurkers here. Nice Nova catching a few Hydras. Hurting one of those lurkers very substantially as well. Pretty big army supply here for PtitDrogo. Again, it's 148 to 132 total supply. His upgrades are as such. +1 attack has finished. Hydras also have +1 attack. Adepts come in, decide to kill some more stuff here too, but there are Lings and Spine Crawlers waiting and not as effective as their previous attacks, I would have to say. Observer comes in, sees where are the lurkers. Not there anymore, that's for sure. Lings come up and try to take down the disruptors. I mean, we've seen this before, but this is a lot of disruptors, a lot of Purification Nova coming everywhere here. There are actually 8 disruptors killing creep tumors. The spines are working fairly well, but again, if you know where the lurkers are, you just Purification Nova them down to death. The range of the Nova is definitely out of the range of the lurker. And a Ling Hydra Ravager attack trying to come up on this way. How are the upgrades on these guys? No upgrades at all on the Lings, which means they will die immediately to these cannons. And in fact, they do. And then the recall. PtitDrogo recalls back home. Corrosive Bile hurting the cannons, not really doing too much damage to them. Otherwise, Lings, Hydra's lurkers, catching what they can. Free disruptors, nice. Unless, oh, actually got it off there right before it died. Lings on top of these cannons. Hydra support makes them a lot more effective. The army is coming down that ramp, which means they left this area fairly undefended. And this Hydra ball, is it enough? Surprisingly, no. Surprisingly not enough to take down 2 cannons. I guess the upgrades aren't as good as they otherwise could be on the Hydras, and no sign of improving them from Elazer. And not like PtitDrogo's upgrading that much either, to be honest. I mean, +2 attacks just about to finish, but no sign of armor or anything like that. Forcing cancels on Lurker Egg. That's amazing. Adepts come in from the backside right on top of these Hydras, doing extra damage to them. Lurkers are dying by the dozens right now. Trying to burrow in. Amazing burrow from that right side, though. That is not what you want to see if you're a Protoss player, but no, standing in, taking them down with the Observer support. There are Lings going after this base as well, but I'm not sure how much PtitDrogo cares. He's up 127 to 83 total supply. Marching to victory right now. That +2 attack has completed. This new base under a lot of trouble too. Purification Nova not hitting much of anything there. Killing some eggs, which is a minor victory, but kill the hatch. There we go. Immortals are actually being used to take down this hatchery. Spinecrawler does have 1 kill. Wants another one before it dies. Can it get it? No! No, it cannot. More disruptors being added to the army, and that's it. A good game, well played out of Elazer. He taps out, and PtitDrogo is victorious. Well done. Well done by PtitDrogo. Just good use of disruptor. Best disruptor use I've seen in a long time in ZVPs. Elazer didn't do the things you usually see. You didn't see any Vipers for Abduct. Didn't go air. I mean, that's the thing, is this army from PtitDrogo was very ground heavy. There were a few stalkers in there, 13 of them, but everything else was very ground centric. So tech switch to Muta could have wrecked him pretty easily, but nope, that's not something Elazer chose to do. Just went with the standard Roach Hydra lurker stuff. A lot of dead lurkers. A lot of dead lurkers. 24 lurkers died. Woo! 55 adepts, 8 stalkers, a warp prism, 5 disruptors, 3 sentries. Meanwhile, Zerg player lost 43 hiders, 147 lings, and 22 roaches, in addition to the 24 lurkers. So well played indeed to PtitDrogo. Viva la France. And that's it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.